Welcome to Code Electro, guys. So we're gonna do a pull-up, but we're gonna make the LED circuit first. So all of these three projects have this LED circuit. So you remember that the LED has a positive and a negative side. So the negative side will be connected to ground, and the positive side we're gonna connect the plug. See that it's a LED. A LED, we're going to connect it to a resistor first, then we connect it to our pin. We're going to use pin 30 for the LED. You can use any pin. So we're going to get our mini breadboard. You can use any breadboard. We have our LED, our 1K resistor, our cables, and of course our Arduino. So let's get to it. So our LED, remember that one side is longer, the longer side is the positive side. So let's insert it here. Resistor. And our red lead going to the pin. Alright, now we're going to connect our button, and if you were looking at the video, if you go back previously, you will see our connection, how we connect the button. So we're going to connect it the same way. So just look back here, yeah, we're going to connect it the same way. So we're going to insert our button, and we are using the 2 lead buttons. It has only 2 leads. Some buttons has 4, but bear in mind that it's the same way you connect both of them. So we're going to connect ground to ground, and the yellow is for the pin that the button will connect to. In our case, we're going to use pin 12. Now voila. So the only thing that we have to do now is to connect our Arduino to the computer, and then we can start code. Let's do it. So we're gonna say int red LED equal to 30, which is pin 30. And then we're going to set our button to pin 12. We're going to create a button state, like the state that the button is in when the program begins. And we're going to set it to low or 0. You know, of course, we need our setup function and our loop function, which is mandatory for all Android products. So we're gonna say pinMode. We're gonna set that red LED to be an output pin because we want it to be out. We want it to light up. And we're gonna have another pinMode, which is our button, and we're gonna have this button to set as an input pin, because we are gonna receive instructions or information from that pin. So we're going to say, okay, so let's get that data from our button by saying digital read button. That's it. So the button state will change depending on the information that we get from the digital read button. So it looks for the state of the button and then provide it to us. So if that button state that we get back, if that button state is high, or is it 1, is it on? If it is high, then we're going to say digital write, which is right into the output, which is the LED. Digital write, we're going to set that red LED to be high. Else, digital write, we're going to set the red LED to low. are off. So if the button state is high, or if the button is pressed, in other words, we're gonna make sure that the light is on. So let's verify and let's run and see what happens to our code. Okay, we have a major problem when we do this. The light keeps flickering. I don't even have to touch the wires. If my hand go close to the wires, then it will begin to flicker. So it's flickering on and off. That is a problem here. The problem is this input must be changed to input underscore Pullup. In this case, the Arduino has an internal resistor that when I use Pullup, it automatically activates that internal resistor. So look at it now. Yeah, problem is solved. But you have to use that. Instead of using input, you have to use input underscore Pullup if you're connecting it that way. So that's it. We could use another connection. Instead of using input Pullup, we could directly use our own external resistor or own external Pullup resistor. And this is the schematic that we're going to do. And remember that this is the schematic for the button, not for the LED, which we already know how to create that. So we're going to connect our ground together, so our ground to the button, and then seeing that ground is coming from the LED, we connect them together as well. And then it's a Pullup, so we're going to connect our pin wire to it, and then connect a resistor in parallel to that, which goes to 5 volts. So we connect this LED to pin 13, we connect the button to 5 volts, we connect our button pin to 12, and then let's change this from Pullup to just input, and then here we go. So we get the same effect as if when we connected it without an external resistor. Nice. The next thing that we're going to do now is to do a pull down. Yes, there's a pull down. So if you notice that the resistor here goes to ground. So we're going to leave the code as is. Leave it as input, but we're going to connect it differently. Connect the button differently. So we have a ground. The ground connects to, should connect to a resistor, and the ground pin is in parallel to, rather the ground lead is in parallel to the pin lead. So I'm going to connect ground to ground here, and then this is the pin, which is pin 12 for the button. This is 5 volts, which is coming from the button, well, which is going to the button from the Arduino. And this would be pin 13. If you notice that the light is on, so it's different. So when I press the button, the light turns off. So it's quite the opposite from the last two circuits. There you go.